Massaman curry is the rich, chunky, heavily spiced curry that you need more of in your life. Broadway and Argyle mark a neighborhood north of Chicago known for its Southeast Asian and Chinese communities. You can go to the Chinese bakery, you can get a bowl of pho, you can go get some Cantonese barbecue, you can do dim sum, this place has it all. I've been coming to these parts since I was a wee lad, and there's really nothing better than walking off a 13-pound bowl of pho or a spread of bun cha than inside of the Tainam market. Here you'll find things like palm sugar, shrimp paste, special varieties of starch noodles, a diverse array of produce that would otherwise be tough to find, and lots of other interesting things. It's spots like this that inspire me to keep cooking and learn more about food from different cultures in different parts of the world. You know, I don't have a clue what half of this stuff is, which is humbling and exciting at the same time. Alright, enough from me, let's head back to the crib and make some massaman curry. I prefer bone-in short ribs for this recipe, specifically flank and cut like this, the same stuff you see at Korean barbecue. Just ask your meat guy to slice them a bit thicker than usual. We're gonna season those boys up with some kosher salt, and it's into a heavy-bottomed Dutch oven to sear off like so. Don't skimp on this step. Brown food is flavorful food. You really want to make sure these are nice and crusty. Remove the shorties, then in with some chopped shallot, bay leaf, cinnamon, and black cardamom. It's smokier and deeper than green cardamom. Move that around, then in with a can of full-fat coconut milk, followed by another can's worth of H2O. We're gonna pop the lid on slightly offset to allow for some evaporation, put that on the back burner, and let that simmer on low for 1.5 to 2 hours or until the shorties are tender. Alright, braise on. Now is a great time to make the curry paste, which includes some chopped lemongrass, a buttload of spices, and something that I want to talk to you about. This is galangal. It's a close cousin to ginger. You can tell they kind of look the same. Galangal is very popular in Southeast Asian cooking. It's definitely different than ginger. It's a lot more piney. It definitely has its distinct characteristics. If you can't find it, you can totally switch out for ginger. But galangal is getting a lot more popular and easier to find in mainstream grocery stores, especially if you go to like an Asian market. So next is shrimp paste. It's just fermented ground shrimp that's been mixed with salt. It adds a funky, salty umami type thing, kind of like fish sauce. It comes in a tiny container for a reason. It's super pungent, so a little bit goes a long way. Start the paste by toasting off your spices, then grinding them in a spice grinder or mortar and pestle until a powder is formed. Next, we are going to sweat some onion, garlic, and shrimp paste just until it's nice and translucent. Mix that around a bit. Pop that oniony base in a food processor along with some dried red chilies, some galangal, and lemongrass. We're going to process that stuff first because they're harder and it just makes it easier to process the whole bit. For the softer stuff, we have our spice blend, cilantro, and a touch of coconut milk just to sort of bring everything together. We're going for a nice chunk lord consistency. This is perfect. This technique is totally optional, but I like to toast my curry paste in oil. It just sort of wakes everything up and makes it more flavorful. A bit of neutral oil goes into a non-stick pan along with all of the curry paste. Toast this off for a few minutes. It's not going to take more than that, just until your kitchen smells real nice. On to the home stretch. Our meat is almost ready. Go ahead and add your potatoes in and cook those for 15 to 20 minutes or until those potatoes turn nice and tender. You can test them with a fork or a cake tester. Once that's done, in with some tamarind paste, some bird's eye chili, and palm sugar. Can't forget the fish sauce. All of the curry paste and the remaining second can of coconut milk from earlier. Let that simmer for 5 to 10 minutes to let the flavors meld, and we are ready to serve. Like anything you cook, don't forget to check for seasoning. In this case, I needed a little more, so I just seasoned with fish sauce instead of salt. I like to serve this with a long grain rice. Something aromatic like basmati or jasmine works great. Then in with some of the curry. Then I like to just use some fresh herbs like basil, cilantro, that sort of thing, and some crunchy toasted peanuts. Serve with an icy brew daddy, maybe a few wedges of limon, and you are going to be happy. You're going to be a happy person.